Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Speedrun Insider. My name is CJitsallGewd. Thank you so much for joining me this week and every week. We have another great guest for you, as promised. As I promise at the end of every episode. The NBA Jam style intros are still gone. By popular demand. I am respecting the will of the people, but you won't keep me tamed forever. You know? So, they're going to come back. But in the meantime, we have another exciting episode for you to crunch on. It's, hopefully that your power doesn't go out because of a brownout.
Whoa. I like where you're going with all these, CJ, I gotta say. It's pretty,
my guest talked very soon. It's CrunchyBrown.
Yeah! Sorry,
I
thought you were trying to lean me into it, you know what I'm saying? You kept hinting.
I kept hinting, but I never explicitly was like, you knew I was going for the CrunchyBrown, yeah.
Oh, I figured that would be part of it at some point. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is CrunchyBrown.
This is CrunchyBrown.
Yeah, listen, it's an honor to be here, but I gotta say, I'm not a speedrunner myself. I figure you gotta reveal this to the people at some point, CJ.
And at some point, you thought the first thing that you would say is that you're not a speedrunner. That's okay. I knew that going in. I believe it or not, Crunchy, I did not ask you on the podcast because you're a speedrunner.
Oh, really? Okay. Shocker, I gotta say.
I know, because it's Speedrun Insider, and you don't speedrun, right?
Right. I could have faked it. I could have just made up a whole bunch of games that I ran, but no.
No, we checked the tape. We're diligent. We're pretty diligent. But I have a story that I want to tell about you.
Okay. I'm curious. I'm nervous. I shouldn't say I'm nervous. I'm worried about what story you're gonna bust out here, but let's go hit the people with it.
Yeah. So a long time ago, not that long ago, it was probably like a little over a year ago.
Has it been that long? Do we know each other for that long now?
No.
Okay.
Sorry. No, but the start of this begins about a year ago.
Okay.
It was the beginning of the it was like a few months into the pandemic, and as a side note, one of the things that you are is a Ottawa smasher, right?
Right. Yeah.
So there's a billion of them. They breed like rabbits, but he's an Ottawa smasher. He's an Incineroar main, and Crunchy started doing viewer streams, like viewer arenas.
That's right.
At the start of the pandemic because you guys couldn't play. So when did you start doing that?
I'd say
was that like
probably
April?
Around yeah, it's got to be somewhere around there. I couldn't give you an exact date, but yeah, probably around, you know what, a little bit later than that. I'd say probably March.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
So we know Quo. Obviously, Quo is the first guest on the show, and he's been super helpful with everything Speed Doxathon related. He helped us with a few Speed Dog videos. He's a good friend. And Quo would often go and raid CrunchyBrown.
And so true, yeah.
He would raid CrunchyBrown because Crunchy was streaming Smush, and then Quo was going to go off and play Smush, right? Specifically that you play Ultimate, which is why we call it Smush.
Yes.
Okay. So I was like, okay, CrunchyBrown, and then one day I tuned in, and I think it was because of your lighting. I think it was because you're lighting, because you've gotten a lot better lighting now.
Yeah.
And a better camera. I thought you were an Indian guy. Like, from India.
But see, okay, I've heard this from you. I still don't know why, but anyways.
I think you were also talking a little weird at the one time that I tuned in at that exact moment. So I was like, I can't really, I kind of only getting every other word. But now that I know that just how CrunchyBrown talks, like, it could also just been that. Anyways. So we were talking. So I was in Quo's chat one day. My dog was sick.
Yeah.
And my dog had bladder stones. And it was very scary. And like, you know, when you have a pet and they need like emergency surgery, and she's an older dog. She's still with us. And, you know, it was like, oh, well, what do we... It's scary, especially because she's on the seizure medicine and everything. So the doctors were not being super reassuring. I had to go to an emergency like hospital.
Right.
The doctor was like not being really reassuring. She kind of assumed that I thought she couldn't do it. I'm like, I have no problem with your qualifications. She like read me off a resume. I'm like, it's my dog. If the most talented person, if Dr. House was treating my dog, I'd be concerned. Like, I don't understand what happened. And then they were like, she's got a bladder stone. It's blocking her bladder. So I'm in the parking lot of the emergency hospital. I'm not leaving until they tell me what's wrong. They didn't tell me that yet.
Oh,
Quo streaming, and you're in the chat, and I
so wait, were you watching from the parking lot?
At one point I was, yeah.
Okay.
So at the beginning I was. Gotcha. Then they told me that they have a bunch of bladder stones. Like a ton. So I go, they're like, nothing you can do here. You've already paid us. We're going to transfer her to your vet in the morning. You're going to have to transfer her, but you can go home. We'll call you throughout the night with updates. So I went home and I started watching the stream because I had to do something. I was like super upset.
That's right.
And CrunchyBrown,
veterinary assistant,
works at a vet
for the better part of a decade at this point. So I kind of knew what he was talking about when he was when he brought it up. You did. Yeah.
You did. But I thought you were the random Indian guy. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know, right?" So not that I would not like him because he was the random Indian guy. I was just like, I had this image in my head that was not correct. Crunchy also used to wear beanies indoors a lot. He had a whole phase before you did.
I like never wear beanies. I mean, sometimes if it's cold.
Well, Crunchy cold. All right. Anyway.
Okay, yeah. Okay. But hold on now. So I don't wear the beanies for no reason. I stream from a basement where it's extremely cold, and I only wear them during winter, which makes sense. I'm not one of those summer beanie kind of guys. Don't lump me in with them. Anyway.
Okay, you're not a summer beanie guy, but my dog is a summer beanie dog. And back to my dog. So my dog had like over 100 bladder stones.
What?
Yeah.
That's I have never heard of a number that high.
It was Crunchy, they were huge. A lot of them were huge. And I'm going to tell you right now, everyone listening, if you have a thing against like talking about like bodily things, I'm going to tell you to skip 15 seconds ahead from right now. Okay? Everyone skip ahead 15 seconds. Some of those bladder stones were bigger than my molars.
Yeah.
They were massive. And then there was like at least 100 of the little tiny ones that were sized like sesame seeds.
Right.
All right,
that's kind of crazy. Wow.
That is crazy. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. Thank you, everyone who skipped ahead. I was trying to keep in track of everyone's phobias. So you made me feel a lot better. And then I started watching your stream, and then I took my little Mac into your arena, and and then I lost money matches to you, but an incredible friendship was forged.
This is very true. Yeah, I don't even really remember how the money matches came to be. Did you just like throw that at me one day randomly?
I have a bad habit of people being like, "Yo, money match, bro," and then I'm like, "Yeah, money match, let's go." Because
except I didn't challenge you. You challenged me.
Yeah, so I threw down the gauntlet because usually he'll have been like, "Yo, money match me, bro," and I'm like, "Yeah, money match me, bro." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." But I actually pay up.
You do. So yeah, for the record, he did pay me. This is true.
I paid you like on the spot.
Yeah, it was instant.
I did not bet money I did not have.
You're right. Did we do it twice, or am I crazy?
Well, there was one night you took me for 5.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
You cleared the arena. I brought the DK, so I had a fighting chance.
Oh, that DK, dude.
Everyone imagining an Incineroar Little Mac fight. I have beaten CrunchyBrown.
I don't remember this. I don't recall.
I have video evidence.
Well, you're gonna have to show me later because I don't.
That's fine.
It.
I have it. I saved it.
Okay.
You said you wouldn't believe it unless I had video evidence. So
I still don't believe it.
Yeah, I know. Even when confronted with proof. So that's how I met CrunchyBrown. Yeah.
Beautiful story. It is. Very glad that I met you, CJ. Not gonna lie. one of my closest internet friends at this point. Really, we've
Huh.
yet to meet up, but it's gonna happen at some point. I mark my
Soon,
words.
TM?
Soon, hopefully, if the border clears up. So
Yeah.
because I'm all the way over. Well, I guess you already said I'm an Ottawa Smasher, but yeah, I'm over here in Canada. So as far as I know, the border is still a no-go, but hopefully soon enough we're able to cross over and
I
meet
felt
up.
comfortable saying that you were an Ottawa Smasher because specifically you do not live in Ottawa.
This is true. This is true. Yeah. I mean, either way, I wouldn't have minded. But thank you. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
try to look
Oddly
out.
enough. Yeah. No. Smart. 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 So yeah, I am an Ottawa Smasher, even though I don't live in Ottawa. So yeah, we'll keep it at that for my own personal safety.
Yeah, I
I know
wasn't going to
people
go
are
any
gonna
further.
wanna.
Yeah,
All
they're
right,
going to
okay,
look
okay.
up the details of your life.
100%. Yeah. People
Yeah,
are gonna
Google
hunt me
your
down.
house. Crunchy house, yeah!
Yeah. That's the tweet I want to see at some point.
It's
I would
Crunchy
be
house!
mind blown. Oh my god. That'd be amazing.
I
I just
have this.
picture you like taking a selfie in front of my house, and I'm gonna be like,
It's
"How the hell?" I'll just run outside, and you'll still be there. It'll be beautiful.
it's just you mid run.
Yeah, amazing.
I have this question I want to ask you.
Shoot.
So, one of the things I have thought about a lot is, and one of the things I wanted to talk to you about and get your perspective on,
Okay.
is in the way that, like, I know a lot of my speedrun friends are really missing GDQ.
Okay.
And, like, we have the benefit of being online friends. And so part of that relationship is we build our relationship by spending more time together online, right? That's how
Which
that
makes sense.
relationship is taken care of and ever. But once you meet someone in person, there's a like it's a nexus event which like transcends the internet, and it kind of makes that relationship require a different kind of care. And what I'm getting at is, in the same way that speedrunners are missing GDQ and other marathons and other small, events and meetups, how do you feel not having, not being able to go to the Smash weekly? Like, what is
Uh,
that feeling for you, and how do you think it? What is
it's
your perspective on it?
it's kind of a bad feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Especially because with Smash, I mean, the way that we, like the Smash community, the way that we, I guess, continue our friendships. I mean, yeah, we do like online chats and whatnot, but for the most part, it would just be by playing the game. And unfortunately, Ultimate just has terrible netcode. So playing online it's okay in short bursts, I guess, but then it just becomes incredibly frustrating, and somewhat depressing. So I am personally burnt out on online Smash. I even just last night I tried doing a Smash stream, and I couldn't get into it. I really tried, and the online just really kills it for me. And it's unfortunate because I guess my favorite part of even going to a Smash Brothers weekly tournament in person was just hanging out with my buddies that I like, all my friends that I've made from playing the game. I don't even really care. Like sometimes I would just show up and not even compete, and just chill there with people. And then we would normally get together, and whenever there was like bigger events, even out of region events, we would travel together and book hotels together and hang out. So I sort of like mini GDQs, I guess, because I mean the events are nowhere near as big, but we basically
Mm.
hang out outside of them in the same way, and we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I totally get that. I think that one of the things that is people suffer from is the idea that, like like you said, netcode for Smush isn't great, but
Terrible.
a lot of fighting games just don't have
Great netcode.
serviceable netcode,
Yeah,
or honestly a lobbying system that is really fundamentally sound.
100% agree.
And I think about Guilty Gear Strive, which just came out, which
Yep.
I bought and you didn't.
I haven't yet. I will eventually get on that. Trust me, I will. I promise.
But and that's fine. But I am I'm under the impression that part of it, that you reason that you didn't like feel the need to like scrape your skin off and like go buy this right away, is that the lobby isn't good.
No,
Like
it's not.
it's really
horrible.
bad. If you can
Yep.
describe it, or I guess I can. It's like you're
Um,
in a house. Like you're in a house. I mean, that's not a metaphor. There's like a house on the screen that you're in.
It's like Habbo Hotel, but like a discount version. It's really bad.
It's like how you know how like doll houses they like split apart so you can like see all the floors. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, and then I mean, like two people have to meet up at the same, like there's like little stations where you can play, and you have to pray that like it's not just some random person who like runs in front of your friend and tries to play you instead. It's just a mess. A lot of the times connections don't actually function, so you'll match up with someone, then you try to play, and the game just won't let you for some random reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, once you actually manage to connect to someone, then from what I've seen and heard, it runs amazingly. But otherwise, it's just a big mess. Getting to that is the problem.
Like the game itself is really cool, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
fun. But I try playing online, and it's hard to learn a fighting game online. I think, like
Oh,
when you
100%.
have no opportunity to play locally.
Yeah.
Any story mode that's tacked onto a fighting game is really not a. It's not the experience, the intended experience.
Agreed.
So it's just like finding that rhythm. Now, you and I played Tekken online. That was
Yeah.
serviceable.
It was. So Tekken has a really good lobby system, I find. Anyways, it's pretty simple. You just kind of click and go. But the online, I mean, the online's pretty good too. It's not terrible, but every now and again you run into like a lag spike or whatever. But I can take that. I kind of expect it.
And you lasted a long time. You lasted a really long time on the Smush netcode.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I think you could, if you watch my streams, like the VODs, you could probably like see my sanity slowly starting to dip away.
You were losing it, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And it was in large part due to the netcode, but also people playing in very lame and boring ways, unfortunately.
This is fair.
Yeah. I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to sully anybody's name. But
can I go into details? Because there's a few people that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. First of all, I hate Steve.
Yeah.
Online Steves.
A lot of people do.
That was bad.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people I know that quit Smush because of Steve.
Didn't Quo? I'm pretty sure he did.
Quo took a long break because of Steve.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he's returning to it until they like nerf him or something. Or at least online.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, to say the least.
I mean, and then like, I'm just gonna like, there are some strategies that only work online.
Yeah, no, that's true. A lot of cheese only works online, really.
You said something I thought was very poignant, which was the way that this person is playing me, they've only ever played people online.
Oh yeah, 100%. You can tell. You can definitely tell when somebody is like like I don't want to like I have nothing against online players, but it is like you pick up habits and your play style kind of adapts to online play because there's certain things that you can't punish or that you can't react to online. So yeah, like there's a lot of options that you can tell, like especially when they're spamming them, you can tell that they either play way too much online or they only play online. And I know this because I've played the game extensively offline against like really, really good players, like world-renowned players.
Yep.
I got my ass kicked, but I mean, I've definitely played against them at like bigger tournaments, and they're things that just don't work online. Like you can't, offline. You could try them, and you might get lucky here and there, but for the most part, people will just react to it and punish you for it accordingly. So yeah. It's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another reason why I just don't really like playing the game online, is that because a lot of cheesy strategies are so efficient, you have to run into them a lot, and it's just not fun to play against.
While we're on the topic of Smush, let's go down the Crunchy rabbit hole.
Okay.
Crunchy's favorite video game series is Monster Hunter.
Yes.
And CrunchyBrown, CJitsallGewd, has been torturing himself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
For months. As long as I've known him, and maybe longer. Every single time that they're about to announce another character for Smash, every single time, your mouth gets all watered up for some hash,
Yes,
and guess what?
it's gonna happen.
It's never happened. He is waiting. What is your ideal? Like, okay, you want you want Monster Hunter, right?
Yes.
What is the character that gets added for Monster Hunter?
It would just be like any random hunter, kind of like they did with Dragon Quest, where it's just like you just get hero, right? Like it's just like a different playable character or whatever. So it would just be just a random hunter. There would be male and female versions, and they would have different armors, and that would be the different skins.
So, simple. Right. Here have been all of the DLC fighters that they've announced. Okay. They announced Joker from Persona.
Oh no.
I'm not counting Piranha Plant.
Okay.
That was like they announced that the day that they announced the roster, and so that was like day 1 DLC.
Yeah, you're right. It was a weird situation with Plant.
I think they just wanted to launch the game with 69 characters, which they did. So Joker from Persona.
Yeah.
Hero from whatever game that is.
Dragon Quest.
Cool. Dragon Ball Quest.
Oh god.
Banjo-Kazooie, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, okay. So Banjo, I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear when Banjo was announced. That trailer really got to me because I'm a big fan of that series.
To be honest, when they announced Banjo, that was the one where I was like, any character can get into Smash.
Right. Yeah, I think that was the one reacted that way. Yeah, the reaction, like now that he's out, I don't feel like a lot of people actually enjoy playing him, but the initial reaction to him being announced was kind of huge.
When you have an announcement, and you have no details, so you just have the launch trailer. The only thing that can exist in people's minds is what could be. Right? The more time that you put between the announcement and like the release, you create a situation where people's expectations are never going to be satisfied. But you also, if you release more information, you kind of either play into the hype or you play out of the hype, right? So like when they showed off Banjo's kit, I was like, oh, this isn't it. It's a Banjo inspired kit, but it's not how I wanted Banjo to play.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah, I'm not a fan of his playstyle in general. Like a lot of it just relies on the grenades, and it's really annoying. Not for me. I'm more, just run at you and face you head on.
I agree. Terry.
Right.
Byleth from Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Min Min from ARMS.
Right. Let's forget that one.
Steve and Alex.
Oh, God.
From Minecraft. Sephiroth.
Mm-hmm.
Pyra and Mithra from, what is that, Xenoblade?
Yeah, it is.
And now Kazuya from Tekken. There is one more character. That's it. They're only going to have one more.
I got one more shot. One chance.
Explain to the people why you think you got a chance.
Okay, listen. First of all, Monster Hunter Rise just recently came out on the Switch. And it's being followed up next week, a week from today, by Monster Hunter Stories 2, also on the Switch. Now, what better way to get the people frothing at the mouth for Monster Hunter? 2 games that just released on your system. You pop in a Smash Brothers character. They drop that, it's going to sell consoles. It's going to sell copies of the game, both Smash and Monster Hunter, both games. It's bound to happen, man. Plus, it's such a good series. It just deserves to be in Smash. I've wanted Monster Hunter in Smash since Brawl, pretty much. As soon as they showed off like Snake and like characters that weren't from Nintendo, instantly my brain was like, "Oh my God, Monster Hunter is coming for sure at some point." And now that it's actually selling very well in North America, I feel like the chances of that character getting in are much higher. Ever since World, the series has just blown up here in North America. It was normally like just more of a Japan thing. Not that it wasn't selling here, but nowhere on that level. And now it's selling like crazy, even on the Switch. It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen. Mark his words.
Yeah, mark my words.
You did say that every other time.
Listen, if it doesn't happen in alt, it's gonna happen in the next Smash game. But I'm gonna get it, CJ. It's gonna
They
happen.
can't keep me out the club forever.
Exactly. It's gonna happen, and when it does, I am going to have an absolute meltdown, and I'm gonna make like a giant PDF of all the people who doubted me, and I'm gonna call them all out on my stream. It's gonna be beautiful, one by one. I don't care if it takes multiple streams. A huge PDF, huge PDF. Oh yeah, it's gonna look like a government document. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait. Actually, I feel like the day that they announce it, I am going to cry, and it's gonna be like an ugly cry, and I'm just gonna be calling people out at the same time. Not you though. I know that you believe in me, CJ.
I believe in you. That's right.
Thank you.
I believe in all of you.
There you have it, folks. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Uh-huh.
I want to transition a little bit.
Sure.
And talk about speedrunning, which is, I know, crazy.
Wild.
You at least discovered speedrunning at some point from somebody and had some interest in it before you met me.
Oh yeah.
I know this is true.
Uh-huh.
So talk to me about how you discovered speedrunning.
I mean, I've just always been a gamer since 1917 or whenever I was born. But at this point, I'm trying to think of how I got
that big old hoop on the stick that you played with.
Yes, sir. The ball in the cup. It was beautiful. No, I got into it by watching GDQ. I couldn't tell you how I got into. I think I just like randomly kind of stumbled upon it one day, like, or I probably just clicked a link somewhere that was showing it. And at first it seemed like interesting, just background noise, and then they started playing games that I was familiar with, and just seeing people like, just completely destroy a game that would take me like 30 plus hours to beat in a span of less than an hour. It just kind of blew my mind. And since GDQ lasts for so long, it's like week-long events, and they usually happen in the summertime, I would just always tune in and have it playing. Either I wasn't really paying attention and it was background noise, or I was paying attention. I was loving every second of it. And then one day at a Smash Weekly, I was playing with Quo, and then he told me that he was going to GDQ and that he was going to be in GDQ, like that he was going to be on the stage. And I was like blown away. I thought he was joking at first, and I was like, no way, dude, I watch it all the time. Like, what do you mean? And then he told me he was running the Minish Cap. And yeah, I can't remember if he had already run it or if he was on his way there, but it was something along those lines, and I was blown away. And then I just remember like watching it and being like, dude, I know this guy. It just kind of blew me away. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, I know this guy. Like, I see him all the time. And then I guess then I just thanks to Quo and his stream, I just met a bunch of people, including you, and yeah, that's kind of just how I got kind of sucked into the whole speedrunning thing. But initially, I guess it was just through GDQ.
Yeah, I was there in the audience when he did that run. We went out to dinner afterwards. That was pretty cool.
Beautiful.
I was trying to get on the back couch. So, for people that are unaware, right? So GDQ has the couch,
right,
which is like the commentary couch, right? It's specifically a couch. Then those people are supposed to be doing commentary, and I was like trying to get on the couch, and he's like, "I'm not letting you on the couch. You don't know anything about the game." And I was like, "But I want to be on the couch." And he's like, "No." So then I was
Who
like,
said that though? Quo?
So I was like, okay.
How dare he?
I know.
Okay.
So then, if he was doing a GDQ run today, I would be on the couch, and I know if he's listening to this, he would agree. Anyways, so I was trying to get on the back couch. We got there, and there was a bunch of people. We had no idea who they were on the back couch, and they were like, "We ain't leaving."
What?
And we were like, "Aren't you supposed to get control over who sits on the back couch?" And he's like, "Yep." And they were like, "We're not moving," and so we sat in the third row.
So the people who were on the couch, Quo didn't know them?
The couch. There's a couch.
Oh,
right?
Okay. You're talking about the couch
behind the couch.
Gotcha.
Behind the couch, off stage.
Right.
There's a back couch.
Okay. That
there's
makes
a second couch. He didn't know the people on the second couch.
Gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say, so because I feel like they kind of had some synergy going on, the people on the couch and Quo. So I'm sorry that I can't recall their names, but yeah, no, they did a good job. So I thought you were saying that they were just like random people, and I was kind of flabbergasted at how well they all work together.
No. But
Okay, good.
But he, it was a good show. He did a good run.
It was.
Our group has a thing called the Hog, which is a hog dog toy.
Okay.
It's like a pig dog toy.
Okay.
And we sign our names on the hog. And so Quo took the hog and a little Hatsune Miku doll on stage.
Yeah.
And when they cut to intermission, the image on stream was the hog, was Miku riding the hog.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to find the photo. Hang on.
I was going to say, I don't remember seeing this, but okay.
All right, typing in Hog Miku GDQ resulted in a page of Peppa Pig dressed as Hatsune Miku.
Close enough. I like it. If you actually find it by just typing that in, I'd be very surprised. I feel like you probably have to.
I'm trying to think of. I think Quo.
Someone's got to have it. Like someone.
Oh, you know what? It's probably in his VOD. Hang on.
It's got to be.
Yeah, SGDQ 2019. Oh, you know what it was? It wasn't on the intermission. A photographer had.
Oh, okay. Which makes sense then, because I was like, I don't remember seeing this at all, but okay.
Yeah, it was one of the photos they took. It's a really funny photo. He also put in the game. They hacked the ROM a little bit, and they changed 2 of the signs, and one of them said "Watch Speed Docs on YouTube."
I remember that. Yeah, that was really cool. It was at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the hitbox. It was the text screen. Sorry, it was the text box. There we go. On the last after the last hit. So right at the end of the run, it said "Watch Speed Docs on YouTube."
Yeah, I thought that was super cool. And then I remember rewatching that VOD after I had met you, and knowing about Speed Docs and whatnot, and seeing that, and I was like, oh man, that's so cool that they did that.
Yeah, that was really cool. Of course, that was really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. Was there anything else that he hacked? Because you said there was like 2 things that he changed.
He did. He had another sign. I think he had it in there. I don't remember what sign it was or what it said. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was, yeah. I thought it was a neat shout out.
He did a thing during the event where he did a trick, and at the time it was thought that it didn't save any time, but it would just look cool. Then they didn't do it anymore because it loses time.
Okay.
And now they do it again because it saves time.
And this is something that he did at the actual event?
Yeah, he did it at GDQ.
Ah,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was pretty cool. It was like a little trick.
Right.
To get past the guard. It was really cool. It's a really cool speedrun. If you haven't checked out Ninja Cap speedruns before and you're listening to this, you should check it out. It's a really underrated Zelda game. Not too many people speedrun it actively. But
what kind of surprised me is that it's made by Capcom, which was like kind of odd to me. And then apparently the other Zelda games are not the other Zelda games, but the other handheld Zelda games are also made by Capcom, like the Oracle of Seasons and Ages or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is interesting because you know what else is made by Capcom, CJ?
Monster Hunter.
That's right.
I got it right, Pog.
There you go. I'm proud of you.
Everything is tied in.
It is. See, it all makes sense. Quo runs a Capcom game at SGDQ 2019. 2 years later, we're going to be getting Smash Brothers Ultimate DLC because Quo also plays Smash Brothers Ultimate, and it's going to be from a Capcom game called Monster Hunter.
You need to calm down with the red string here.
It's gonna happen. Mark my words.
Diagrams with straws.
Absolutely. You know that you ever watch that episode of It's Always Sunny with Pepe Silva?
Pepe Sylvia. I got boxes full of Pepe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so I'm Charlie Day, just going nuts, pointing at the board that he's got of all these.
All of these people are real, and they're pissed they're not getting their mail.
Their mail, yes, exactly. Yeah, I stopped delivering the mail a long time ago. People are gonna hate me.
That's amazing.
It is. Oh my goodness. What else you got for me, CJ? What
You
other wild questions do you have for me?
you binged watched all of Speed Docs in a weekend.
I did. Yeah. It was really interesting.
That was I'd never seen anyone do that before. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, when I have a homie who does something, whether it's, like, I don't know, content creation or like they start a business or whatever, I try to support in whatever way I can. But I thought Speed Docs was genuinely just entertaining, so I watched it. Because I mean, I don't actually speed run myself, but like I said, I do find it very cool. And you guys do a great job. So, shout outs to CC for doing what he does, and big shout out to you for doing what you do.
Thank you.
It's just, yeah, it's quality entertainment, and I'm not saying that just because I'm here on this podcast. I genuinely mean it. If you guys haven't checked out Speed Docs, please do so. It's good stuff, especially if you're a fan of speedrunning. You might as well, to be honest with you. And I feel like it's one of those things where whenever I watch Speed Docs, I'm always thinking to myself, if I at least play video games and I'm not familiar with speedrunning, I feel like it's a great entry point. Because you guys kind of break everything down in a pretty easy to digest kind of way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I binged the crap out of it. It was it was a good time. Yeah, it took me. I think you're right. It was maybe like a weekend and a bit, but it went by pretty quick.
It was a weekend and a bit. You watched every video, and you went on Patreon so you could watch the last video, which is only available to patrons.
Yeah. Because I at that point I was invested. It's like watching a full series, but not watching the last episode.
Yeah,
you kind of have to do it. Yeah,
it was it's a good episode. I don't want to talk too much about it, but so yeah. Well, I was thinking about when I did a 6-hour speed run. I did a Super Smash Ultimate all characters run. Right, you got to play through classic mode with every character.
Right.
That run sucks.
It looks like it sucks.
But it's a meme. I did it years ago. I did it like 3 years ago. So I was like, I'll update my time. Whatever, it's easy. I'll update my time. And it sucks. Okay. Now, then, because Quo was in this speed bullying phase, everything comes back to Quo. He then did it and beat my time. And so did Jake. Jake destroyed my name. Jake F. If you're out there, I love you, but you really fucked me there. And then, so I had this time that was not that good anymore. And you said during that race you were gonna do it. That was gonna be your first speed run.
I did say it. I think the only thing that that actually genuinely stopped me is the fact that it's 6 hours long.
And that's fine. That's fine.
I feel as though for an entry point speed run, it's 6 hours is pretty brutal.
I'm here with you. I understand. Now, my first speed runs were that long. I did Mario Party 3, and that's how long they were. I also had this weird delusion that I was going to be a big streamer. I gave up that dream to do other stuff because it's not a life I wanted to live. No, it's not a life I want. I don't want to stream every day.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? I feel you on that. I enjoy streaming, but doing it every day can be pretty draining. Oddly enough, more so than like a 9 to 5, I find.
A 9 to 5, there's a moment. If you can hit this moment in your life, it's a really good moment. A lot of people have a problem where and I'm not saying this is everybody. I know that people are in bad jobs. They are in because they have to.
Right.
I am in a job that's okay. It's good. Most of the people are okay most of the time. There's a few people that make my life hell and make me not want to work there.
That's any job, yeah.
That's any job.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever worked at a job where I liked everyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I made a change about 2 years ago. I would go in and I'd get upset about stuff because, I'm doing graphic design, I'm doing videos, and I'm doing all this. I'm putting all this effort into it. And it wasn't being appreciated, or my efforts weren't being kind of recognized. Right. So I made a conscious decision or it was about 3 years ago, I guess, that my day job is not my passion.
Right.
I'm not passionate about what I do for like my day job, my 9 to 5.
Right.
Ever since that happened, I have felt so much better coming home every day.
I feel like a lot of people either need to realize that or they already do realize that.
And I still put in
Because
the effort. I really do.
I mean, yeah, you have to, right? Like at the end of the day, it's kind of. Have you ever worked with somebody who doesn't put in the effort and it shows, and you just
Yes,
don't want them there? Yeah. Well, you don't want to be that guy.
because you're dragging them at some point.
Yeah.
Them
Yeah.
not doing their job makes you have to do more work.
Exactly. And oftentimes it's work you shouldn't be doing. So
Yeah, it's someone else's job.
Exactly.
So once I got that figured out, I felt a lot happier. But in that same regard, streaming falls into a category of like it's too adjacent to what I'm actually passionate about that I would get burned out on it. I wouldn't want to do
Yeah.
it. I'd have a hard time. Like, name a streamer that really sticks to their schedule without ever going off.
I mean, the only ones I can think of are the ones that are like very highly paid, which makes sense, right? I feel
Yeah.
like at that point that just no matter what, the money is the motivation.
If you're getting paid so much money that you don't have to worry about money anymore,
Yeah.
then you have ascended to a higher plane of problem.
Mm-hmm.
That this conversation
100%.
isn't for you. But most people find the strain and the taxation that, streaming takes on you, that is not a price that they're willing to pay forever, indefinitely.
Understandably. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely couldn't do it. So, and I learned that about myself and I stopped trying to do it and I had a lot more fun streaming.
Yeah. Like I gotta say, like I'll bring it back to like my Smash Bros streams that I used to do. Like I think I did them like on a nightly basis. I'm pretty sure it was
It was
constant for a
almost
while.
every night. Yeah.
And it was like they were long. They were like 5 to 6 hours.
You would go
if
into
not more.
like you would go from the time I got home at night until I went to bed.
Yeah.
Most nights.
Yeah, and I mean it was nice, but the thing about me is I've always been a guy who like when I play games, I play a lot of games. I'll play like pretty much any game I can get my hands on to at least know what it's about, and if I like it enough, I'll just finish it. And just constantly playing the same game over and over again. And it was nice, because there's a lot of viewers and like money was coming in and whatnot. But the thing is, like at a certain point, I just burned out on it. I didn't want to play it anymore. And then I was like, okay, I'll stream, I guess, other games. Then that's when you notice like your viewership dipping. And I if you care about that stuff, it's kind of hard to deal with. Me personally, I'm not the type to care. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna play whatever I want. But then there would always be people asking me like, dude, when are you gonna stream Smash Brothers? When are you gonna stream Smash Brothers? And I didn't want to. And I could only imagine somebody who's like on a much, bigger podium than myself, for example, having to go through that, and it can't be easy. Like imagine being like a big name streamer and you only stream one game and then one day you just don't want to play it anymore and you just lose a ton of fans or whatever. That's got to be really tough to deal with.
Yeah, and then maybe this is more relatable for people, but those jobs are essentially your financial well-being is tied into your
100%.
mental health.
Yeah.
That's everybody's job, and I can hear it now. Like the people working at retail or fast food or service or hospitality, right? They're like, yeah, my job sucks and whatever, but like it's a job, and like streaming is also a job, but it doesn't have that like people don't feel bad for people that how do I say this? People don't feel as bad for people that are doing the thing that they want to do.
That's right. You're right.
So it's like, oh, fucking Greg gets splinters all the time and he bitches about it, but he gets to build birdhouses all day. It's exactly what he wants to do. He has a business building bird.
Dude.
Fucking Greg.
Yeah.
But like, they're like, they don't give him any empathy because it's like, yes, what you wanted to do. And really, the feeling that's translating there is they want to do something else. It's like, oh, let me stream. See how much I complain. It's like,
right.
Well, anything once it's a job, you complain.
I feel like a lot of people have no empathy for streamers who burn out or whatever because they don't stream themselves and they don't realize that it's not actually easy. Like if you're just kind of, on the outside and looking in and going, I could do that. That's easy. It's a lot harder than you would think. And I feel way more drained after streaming for like 4 to 5 hours than I would be after doing like an entire day of surgery at the vet clinic. just to give people an idea. Like I don't know really how to. It's something you can't really explain unless you've actually tried it yourself. But it is a lot more taxing than you would think. Mentally, anyways. Obviously, physically, it's not very demanding at all. But I feel like mentally to focus on the game you're playing and be entertaining and interact with chat, and not like have any slip ups or like portions where you're just not talking and you're kind of zoning out. It's really hard.
A lot of good speedrunners stream.
Yes.
Most of them do.
Yeah.
But most good streamers don't speedrun. It's a very small cross section of the population that are interesting speedrunners that are good streamers.
Right.
And like the difference between someone who just streams to record attempts, like it is a job. It's performance.
100%.
It's because that's also not who they are. Even the people that are real, they don't stand in front of a camera talking to themselves all day.
Of course not. Yeah.
They're hyperbolized versions of themselves in that moment.
Yeah. And I mean, you kind of have to, right? Like once the camera's on, that's kind of how you maintain viewership.
Yeah.
Because if you're just going to be monotone and not really, go out of your regular circle, I guess, I don't feel like a lot of people will usually be very entertained by it. Not that it doesn't happen, but your chances are a lot lower.
Right.
There's a speedrunner who comes to mind. I can't remember his name, and it kills me. But he usually plays like Dark Souls games and what's that other series that's like Dark Souls? It's PlayStation
Demon Souls?
exclusive. No, not Demon Souls. It's exclusive to PlayStation. I can't remember what it's called right now. He's got really long hair and a really long beard, and he's been at GDQ. And this guy puts on a hell of a show. Like the crowd loves him. He's super entertaining, super funny, and yet he does his job extremely well. Like he's killing the game the whole time he's doing it, but he's great at what he does. I'm mad that I can't think of his name, but he's a fantastic streamer because this is one of the few people where I saw him on the GDQ stage and I was like, all right, I got to find this guy, and I did.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It moves me into a conversation about. Well, you know what? Let me go back really quick. We were talking about speedrunning and like, oh, you weren't into it because it was a long stream. It was like 6 hours, and that my first speedruns were 6 hours. I needed something that was more forgiving than a short run. I felt like I didn't know what to do if I couldn't save multiple minutes at a time. I was worried about a problem of motivation. Like, I'm not going to try and grind off seconds. That's why I did Mario Party, because Mario Party, you could grind off minutes. Right?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because Mario Party 3, it's all RNG, but it was all based on items and how many star movements there were and everything. So, like, everything like wasted time, and you could have a run that was just 20 minutes ahead and lose it all. Right? Because that's how volatile it was.
Right. Isn't that just heartbreaking though when it happens? I feel like it would be really hard to run if that's the case.
It was heartbreaking sometimes, but it also, every failed run tells you something about the game, right? You learn something. So there's really, like, sometimes you have a bunch of bad runs and you know what you're doing wrong and you can't do anything about it. And that's frustrating. Sometimes you get into situations where you're getting gold, so you know how you can go faster. You're understanding the game more. There's a part of the process which is like learning about the game and like and testing your own limits. That's fun.
Okay.
Now, the next game that I did speedruns of was Snap, which is 20 minutes.
Right.
If you're a beginner, my first time was like 38 minutes. And I didn't know what I was doing. Then that's
that's pretty much what the game takes to beat, anyways, right? Roughly,
yeah.
I'd say anywhere.
Like you could 100% the game in 45. You can, if you don't know anything about the game and you just sat down 100% the game, you could do it in about an hour.
Yeah, that makes sense. I believe it. I'm pretty sure that's what I did when I was young.
Yeah. So, for example, you could find a shorter game. My question that I wanted to ask you, the story that I was building throughout this entire thing
Right?
was, why don't you speedrun? And like, I'll accept the idea of like, oh, I just haven't had time, whatever, that's really it. Like, okay, fine. But give the people listening a better answer. Like, what's stopping you from actually trying out a speedrun and seeing how you like it?
Okay, so the main, I've actually had this conversation before, and I think what really stops me from speedrunning is that I become incredibly infuriated at having to restart the same section of a game over and over and over again. So for example, if I had to run something like I don't know, I was watching Void earlier, so we'll say like Donkey Kong Country, where no matter what, like let's say I get halfway through the game and I have to reset, I'll always have to go through the first same couple of levels again and again and again. And even though I'm probably on autopilot at that point, it just infuriates me that I have to do it again. And that goes for pretty much anything in life. Like I even if I'm working a job, I can't repeat the same thing over and over and over again. It just gets on my nerves and it makes me hate it eventually. That's why I can play like fighting games a lot, because it's never really the same scenario depending on who I'm playing against. And even then, if I'm playing against somebody who constantly uses the same options, I'll just get bored of playing them. And yeah, I think that's why I don't speedrun, because anytime that I've even if I'm doing something like grinding for achievements, for example, and I have to often replay a section or something like that, I get really annoyed with it really quickly. So I don't see myself speedrunning because of that. Or I have to play a game where it's like something randomly generated for me to just not
Like
lose my mind.
Minecraft?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to speedrun Minecraft, but I guess that's a pretty good example, yeah, because it's not always the same thing. And I know that after I reset, I won't be faced with the exact same lineup of enemies and timing and all that stuff.
What
So I
about
think that's why I
Dragon
haven't done it yet.
Quest Builders 2?
Oh God. Apparently the speed run for this is like 12 hours or 16 hours, something like
The
that. So
world record is 12 hours.
there you go, 12 hours, yeah.
The last place time is 20 hours.
Oh my God. Now tell me something. When these runs are calculated at 20 hours, does that mean that the person like played for 20 hours without stopping?
Well, it means that the timer didn't stop for 20 hours.
Right, okay. Which is insane to me. See that I don't know. No. I'd feel depressed if I was like at the like 15-hour mark. I'd just be like, why am I doing this?
None of these people have done more than one attempt. I guarantee it.
Does it not show? Oh, I guess it doesn't.
It does. Hang on.
Oh.
Yeah, all these are one attempts that they've submitted. Okay, here you go. None of those people did it on PC. CrunchyBrown, you could do it on PC
Be the
and
first.
get the world record.
Wow. Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
I feel like I would have to study it a lot, because my my initial casual playthrough was like 100 hours long.
Well, yeah, you have to pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, because no way. But you know what? Even if it was 100 hours long, technically, I'd still have the world record.
That's true. That's true. You could probably, I know some people that have done like 28-day speedruns. Let me rephrase. There's like that Ben Katos run that's like 300 hours or some shit. I've known people that have done like a speedrun that took more than a day, and they like laid down for a while. Like, they had like 8 hours of sleep.
So it's funny you mentioned that game, because I'm a huge fan of it, but I remember watching a speed run of it, and a portion of it, the guy actually went to sleep.
No, it's like a whole month.
Twitch.
It takes.
Is it a whole month? I thought it was a week.
You have to get hang on. What is it called?
It's the name of the game, you mean, or the speed run? It's Batten, so Baten, and then Katos, so Kaitos. It's two separate words.
I misspelled Katos. Okay, hang on.
There you go. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. They never actually say. Oh, it's crazy long. I mean, the game is great, but yeah, the speed run is like not. It shouldn't be a thing. Some crazy people out there were like, "Yeah, let's do this."
All right.
The only reason I think it's only the 100% category that's long, though, because they have to get all these items.
Yeah, the 100% category, the time the world record time is 338 hours, 43 minutes, and 26 seconds.
Jesus. That obviously includes sleep time, though. But that's insane. Yeah.
It does. There's like one item that you have to get that takes
forever. Yeah, because it uses like real time. It's not in-game time. It's like, well, yes, it is, but I mean, you can't speed it up in any way. So you actually have to leave your game running for it to. It's basically a card that changes after you've had it for X number of hours, which I can't remember. And I think there's possibly more than one. But I mean, they all have ridiculous times on them. And that's why. So yeah, I was watching a speedrun of it. The guy legit was like, all right, well, I just got to wait for this card. So he just went to bed and he left the camera on.
Yeah, that's what happens, more or less.
It was weird. I was like, all right. I tuned in like maybe 12 seconds before he decided that he was going to bed. So it was kind of just an awkward stream. But his chat kept it going, I got to say. Shout outs to his chat.
Yeah, offline chat came in clutch.
100%. Well, technically it was online, but yeah. He was still live.
Online, offline.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Man, I wish I had a chat that dedicated.
You need to calm down.
I'll leave. I'll just do that. Actually, I have. The people need to know this. Were you there that time that I did the offline? Well, I mean, offline. I was at work, but I left the stream open for the Smash.
I was there, yeah.
Yeah, and people were just playing away.
That arena was scuffed quick.
Well, yes. But, I can't control these animals. Literally, I couldn't control them. I left it in my mod's hands, and it was like, here you go. Shuli, Samaka, do some work.
Yeah, Shuli is your mod.
Somewhat.
She has by name only.
Yeah. I mean, she tries her best. Sometimes she's available.
She's always emotionally available.
Well, there you go. And I mean, if
shout
you
out
know
to
her, shout out to Shuli, but you have to be emotionally available to her as well. It's a trade-off.
I am going to take some time now that we've covered the broad strokes of what I wanted to talk to you about.
All right.
We're going to have a conversation we've already had.
Oh?
We're going to have it recorded for the future.
Okay.
Now, don't say a mother effing word until I get the whole premise out, and then I'll let you go first.
All right. Just say your turn or something.
I will.
All right.
So, a few weeks ago, we were talking about whether or not everyone in the call was going to get the new Mario Golf. And we were talking about it because it hadn't come out yet. It was like coming out like in a day or two. It was like, are you going to get it? And Crunchy said, no, I don't like golf. And I said, it's not really golf. And you made me lose my ever-loving mind. So now, Crunchy, it's your turn. Tell the people why you're insane.
I'm not insane. Okay. It literally has golf in the title. I guess we should warn the people. CJ and I have gone back and forth about this for a long time now. Like now
there's going to be a record.
Yeah, we've been talking about this since before the game even launched, and we still argue about it to this day. I don't understand how you can play. I don't even understand how you can look at that game and tell me it's not golf. It's literally golf. Are there like power-ups and some zany shit that happens in the backgrounds? Sure, but it is still golf at its core. And I don't know how you're arguing this with me.
Okay. If this were Rory McIlroy's PGA Tour 2021,
yeah,
I would be like, yes, this is golf. Congratulations.
Dude,
you can pick out golf.
It's that on roids. That's all it is.
It's not that.
Oh my, yes, it is. What is the goal? What is the goal of the game, CJ? What do you do?
Yeah, you have clubs, and you try and get the ball in the hole, right?
Wow. Just so happens if you play golf, it's the exact same rule set.
I also described clubbing baby seals just now. So calm down.
You didn't.
I did. Listen to me. I gave you your turn. Now let me get my argument out, or then we can yell at each other.
Your argument's trash. Keep going.
It's golf, but it's not really real golf. It's Mario. You're like, It's like, okay, you don't like golf because golf is boring and slow. It's not golf. Is it technically golf? Sure, it's not really golf. You are Mario characters. Your balls have power-ups. There's speed boosts on the ground. It's a video game. I'm like, why don't you get golf? You're like, I don't like golf as a concept. It's like, you're so anti-golf. That's how anti-golf you are?
Yes!
That anything vaguely resembling golf. And then you're like, oh yeah, but Mario Striker is a soccer. I like soccer. I'm like, are you on drugs?
But I do like soccer.
It's barely soccer.
Yeah, but it's still soccer at its core.
It's you're talking it like it's an apple core. It's like a peach pit. Or sorry, like a cherry pit. It's a tiny little fraction of what the game is.
No,
actually.
It's literally just soccer with power-ups. Just the same way.
It's soccer, but golf, Mario sets the ball on fire. That's arson.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's still soccer. Listen, if I were to go on a soccer field right now and light the ball on fire and kick it between two goalposts, that's still soccer. It just so happens it's on fire.
When you do it, it's a fucking crime, first of all.
No,
when Mario does it, it's a video game.
Yeah, but okay, so are you telling me that Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2021 is not a video game?
It's a game based on golf. But like actually trying it to be
Your
golf.
argument is literally like crumbling apart.
No.
Yes.
You like FIFA.
Well, I mean, the
yeah, you play a lot of FIFA, Crunch? Your argument is literally falling apart.
No, it's not. I don't. Here's the thing: realistic sports games in general, I'm not a huge fan.
Oh, I thought you liked soccer.
I do. Here's the thing. Okay, I enjoy playing soccer. You asked me to watch soccer.
You just said you don't like realistic sports games.
That's right.
So wouldn't it be fair to say, Crunchy, that you like unrealistic sports games?
If I like the sport to begin with, sure.
It's oh my god. You're running around. You're Mario.
You're not making sense, CJ.
There's a turtle that breathes fire. You're in an ice storm. There's no ice in golf.
Oh, tell me this. Does Mario Golf does it have good online or is it just bad?
I have no idea. I haven't bought it.
Why are we having this argument then?
Because I can't believe that you are still so ignorant about golf.
What? Wait, how am I ignorant about golf?
You're being very intolerant about golf.
Because I don't enjoy the game of golf.
You're a golf bigot.
It's very slow paced.
Not Mario Golf!
Okay, yes it is, because I've played Toadstool Tour and I've played Mario Golf 64.
They added in the running around thing. That's what I'm saying. It's not really golf.
Okay, hold on. How long has the game been out at this point?
From the time that we're recording this?
Yes.
Like 2 weeks.
Okay, you know how many people I've heard talk about this game? Like one person.
Me.
No, not even you. That's the thing. Like I know one person who's bought this game and they barely even play it.
Okay, but now you're changing. You're changing it. The reviews weren't good. Weren't good. Well, it's a short game. It's not very long.
Is there like a story mode?
I'm told that it doesn't have a lot of content.
Okay.
Like it has like 3 courses.
Jesus Christ.
Or 4 courses, I think. But
I
like
heard it was 6.
The DS one has 6.
Yeah.
Or no, 10. The DS one has 10. Yeah, you're right. I think it's 6.
Okay.
Yeah, because the comparison was the Mario Party thing, which the Super Mario Party was kind of bullshit. They gave you 3 or 4 boards.
Yeah, I mean that's why that game kind of flunked.
Well,
did
it? Are you excited for the N64 one, the Superstars?
If the online is good, sure. You know, I might get it. If enough friends get it, then
I did give you Super Mario Party, so I think you owe me.
That was a ballsy move. It was good. Thank you.
Fun fact:
I appreciate that.
Even though Crunchy doesn't speedrun, he has participated in a speedrun marathon.
True. Yeah, you're right.
You were the main event.
Somehow I ended up being the main event at the last minute with 0 prep time. I didn't even own the game that they were playing. So
to give
yeah,
some background, I won't tell the whole story, but
right, yeah.
essentially we lost a player, and they had set this was NASA 2021. Shout out to our friends at NASA, and they had made an incentive like if we get to $1,500, we'll do an extra game of Super Mario Party. So while they're doing the sign off, they get $1,500, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna do it." And I was like, "Oh, Jiminy Crickets! All right." But our fourth player had left, so we had to find a third. We had to find a fourth. We spent like 40 minutes vamping trying to find one. They did a run of Oregon Trail. That was
Is that why Oregon Trail was
to
being
vamp?
played? Okay,
Yeah,
right.
And then
Okay.
I eventually gave it to Crunchy, told him to download it, and then told him to get in here, get his webcam on. I pulled him away from Iris and Samaka, our friends, so that he could go do this on the spot. He had never played the game, right? You had never played the game.
I've never played the game in my life.
You
no.
didn't own the game until I bought it for you. You had no time to warm up. You literally had to adapt everything on the fly, and you won.
I won somehow. I mean, to be fair, Mario Party is fairly simple to begin with, but I didn't think I was gonna win. I'll tell you that much.
I didn't think you were gonna win either.
Yeah, what can I say, man? I excel at party games, apparently. Which, by the way, that's a real party.
It was a super party.
Super nice. I like what you did there.
Yeah.
But no, that I have to say that was a very memorable moment for me, anyways. I don't know if it was the same for you guys. It was just the way that it all kind of came together.
It was pretty fun, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. I just watched the VOD of that actually, just to see how things actually went down, because I don't remember a lot of it.
You also did Launch Party? You were a host at Launch Party.
I did host. That's correct. Yeah, that was my first time hosting. It was fun though, I got to say.
You were nervous.
Well, only because I didn't want to screw it up for a friend. But yeah. I mean, otherwise, to me, it was just kind of like streaming with the camera off. But since it's not like my production, if that makes any sense, I didn't want to like say anything wrong or like misrepresent St. Jude's or anything like that. So that was the only reason why I thought I was, or I said I was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, once the camera was on or whatever, well, I guess the camera wasn't on, but you know what I mean.
The light,
once I was on the spotlight.
Once the light was on.
Exactly. Once we got to that point, it was whatever. It was fun, and it was cool seeing the chat because there's a lot of people I knew in there, so it was a good time. Yeah.
The funny thing about like doing all this stuff like Speed Docs and Speedrun Insider, my family doesn't really understand it. Like they have not saying they're dumb, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying they don't. It's not a world that they're used to. They don't operate in it.
Which is funny you say that because they often make appearances.
So what I was going to say was, but the marathons they understand.
Oh, okay.
They understand at charity events.
Okay.
They understand Jerry Lewis telethons. They understand raising money, and like they're very charitable people. Like we do a lot of charity stuff. That's where I got it all from.
Okay.
And so I was like, cool, right? Nice.
Yeah.
And so what I was gonna say was that my mom told me who her favorite hosts were.
Okay.
After Launch Party, and she ranked you above me.
Oof. I'm honored.
Hit him with the heat.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this actually, and I was considering it was my first time ever. I was very proud of that. Not gonna lie, Mama CJ's got good taste.
Yeah, she.
That's all I can say. You know, if she'll take me over CJ for hosting, because I think you're an amazing host.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you adapt very well on the fly. I considering it was my first time ever, and I don't remember much of what I said. I'm very honored.
We had a really weird problem. So I got my first shot. I got the jab, the COVID, the COVID jab.
The COVID, sure, yeah.
And I got it on March 28th. So I'm like, cool. When can I come in for shot number 2? And I'm expecting it to be 2 weeks. They said, April 25th. I said, that's a month away.
Right.
It's the first day of launch party.
Ooh. I didn't know this.
I got my second shot, which is the one that makes everybody tired and like
that's what I hear.
Kind of sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's the day I got it. And I had to host all day. I had to host in the afternoon on Friday, and then all day Saturday, and then Sunday.
I did not know that.
On Friday night, I drank water like a hose. That's what the lady told me. She says, if you have to go back to work, because I had to go back to work too.
Mm-hmm.
I got it at 9 a.m. She says, if you have to go back to work, drink water out of a hose. Like, just don't stop drinking water. As soon as we started rolling the Wind Waker video, which we premiered that night, I passed out.
Is that what happened? I remember this now, where CC was like,
I was out cold.
I just went to bed. Right.
I told him I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm out. I'm going to bed. I tried. I woke up at the end and tried to pretend that I was there the whole time. But I was so dead tired.
That makes a lot more sense now, not gonna lie.
Because I hosted all up until that. So I worked 8 hours, then came home, hosted from like 5:30 until 10:30, and then did that. So I was like by 11 o'clock, I was like burned out. I was dead tired. If you go back and listen, I don't think you will hear it, but I was so tired. And all day Saturday too. I barely woke up on Saturday. But I had to do commentary for Conception.
You are a machine. You know that?
I tried.
No, I'm serious. When it comes to just in general, like doing events or any kind of work like this, you really put in the work, I gotta say.
I am trying to make the best thing possible.
Well, you're succeeding, CJ, I gotta say. The community is lucky to have you.
Oh. The last thing I'll say about it, not to pat myself on the back anymore, but one of the things that I tell people when they're starting a business is the only thing that you have going for you is your time. It's free. Your time is free. It's not free for you to give, but it's free to spend. You can always spend more time. Giving it away is a cost, right? Because you have to take it out of something else, your leisure time, your sleeping time, your eating time, your private time, your working time. You have to give that time away. And so there's a cost, but you can spend it for free. And I say the number one reason that businesses fail, the reason that businesses fail inside of a year, if you're going to start your own business, like Crunchy's going to start his own dog grooming business.
Whoa.
It's because you're not giving enough time. And that sounds cruel. And there's a lot of businesses that people work their ass off for. And they fail for other reasons. But like, I know someone that had they sold yarn. And then they got a little bit of money and they stopped. They stopped with the grind. They stopped dyeing the yarn. They made a little bit of money and they stopped. And I'm like, well, if it were me, I would have dyed yarn until the dye was on my hands and I look like a freak. I would have dyed my house. I would have spent all my money and bought dye and yarn and dyed yarn. That's what I would have done. And
put in the work.
You put in the work and you try to make the best thing possible. With events, I want to make the best show possible. With videos, I want to make the best video possible. So
it shows, dude.
That's always my goal.
And I don't even mean this because I've seen the end product, but because we talk a lot, I know that you work on these, videos, podcasts, anything really. You put a lot of time and effort in.
What was that game? It looked super shitty. It was on the Switch. You were like a dude, and you rode around this town, and it was awful. It looked ugly. You did little missions, and you were kind of a demon, and there was
no more heroes.
No more heroes.
Yeah.
I remember I was working on a video. It might have been the Jack video.
Okay.
And I remember you were working, you were playing that game. You did a 12-hour stream.
Yes.
I woke up, you started streaming, I started editing. I edited for 12 hours. I got to bed before your stream was done, but I watched you the entire time.
I believe you. I did No More Heroes 1 and 2 in the span of like a weekend, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. That was a lot of fun.
It was a good time. Yeah, actually I'm a big fan of that series. I'm excited for the next one. Comes out this year, I think.
Yeah, it does, I think. Do you have any parting shots, any parting wisdom you'd like to leave people with?
Yeah, go like and subscribe to Speed Docs. Also, check me out on Twitch. That's CrunchyBrown / wait, no, it's twitch.tv / CrunchyBrown. See me there, where you will see me be absolutely ridiculous, and my dogs too. Thanks to some editing by CJ sometimes.
Nope. We're not going to talk about that on the podcast, but thank you very much, Crunchy. Like he said, you can find him on Twitch. That's twitch.tv / CrunchyBrown. You can follow him on Twitter. That's twitter.com / QunchyB. That's CWUNCHYB. QunchyB.
Thank you.
On Twitter.
That's right.
And you can find him on YouTube. You have your YouTube set up? I think you do.
I do. There isn't much on there, but
when you go to youtube.com and type in CrunchyBrown.
There you go. You'll
Crunchy
find
with a C.
Sure. Yeah, with a C. Also before all that, we should tell the people you and I, me and CJ, are having an achievement race starting tomorrow, starting at midnight.
But this episode will come out after the race is over.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
So I won, and pay me.
No, you didn't.
I did win.
You're gonna lose, but okay, whatever.
We're doing an achievement race to see who can increase their gamer score the most. Really quick.
In a month.
What's your gamer score?
I will tell you in 1 second. Keep talking, and I'll bring it up for you.
I'm looking up mine as well.
Okay. All right. My current, as of right now, 153,319.
Okay. Mine is 42,470.
Okay.
Now here's where you fucked up.
Go on.
I have a lot of games that I'm just going to open up and get insta buckets with.
Wait, how? Explain.
I never finish any of these games.
Okay, but how is that insta buckets though? Like it could take you a couple hours before you actually get any kind of payout.
Well, for example, I have the Master Chief Collection.
Okay.
I just got to play through the rest of the campaign, dog.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. But right? that's a lot of hours, isn't it?
Oh, it's a couple hours, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But
I think that you're underestimating me when it comes to this.
My last achievement was over a year ago in Sea of Thieves. I ate a banana.
Oh, very nice, yeah. All right. I have that achievement as well. It's a good one.
Yeah, woo.
Woo. I wish I didn't have it so I could go in there and just get it right now.
And get it right now, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, as of midnight, we'll start it.
So, last thing that I want to mention was that the reason I mentioned it.
Yeah.
The bet that we had was if you won, I was going to admit that Mario Golf is really golf.
Because it is.
And I was going to do speedruns of it.
This is true. You did say that.
And if you win, you have to admit that it's not golf, and you have to get the game.
Oh, fine.
That was the deal,
win.
right?
Yeah. No, you're right. I hate hearing it. Is all.
That's fair. All right. Well, we'll post on the Speedrun Insider Twitter who wins, but it's definitely me.
No, it won't be.
Well, you're not saying it's going to be you.
I'm going to win 100%.
It's going to be me.
Oh, get away from me.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Tune in next week. We have another great guest for you, and I will talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Right. Thanks for having me.